Today I want to talk about a new backpack that I have just purchased, and I think you will be interested in it if you own an Osmo Pocket or if you go on photography trips anyway. Today I want to talk about my new backpack, and I'm going to compare it with my old favorite, the Swiss Gear backpack. This is a really good backpack. It was slightly expensive, like 50 quid, but it's really solid, really good. I've had it for a few years. It has lots and lots of pockets, especially this one is amazing, the top pocket. You can keep your sunglasses in it or camera battery or things that you need really quickly. It has a lot of pockets. It's got so many pockets that itself becomes a weakness for it, because there are so many pockets and some of them are hidden inside other pockets. It becomes almost impossible sometimes to find something that you know is there. It's happened to me more than once on a film shoot that I know something that is in there, but I've not been able to find it. But it's still a great backpack. Why I needed a different one? Because it's a little bit big. If you're going for a film shoot, if you're carrying stuff, fine. But if you are going to have a backpack on your back the whole time, can be a little bit tedious, this one, or can be a little bit awkward in social situations. For example, recently I had to go to an event where I was going to carry a camera with me all the time, like my Osmo Pocket, so that I could record as much of that event as possible. And this one would have been a little bit awkward because it's really big. But if we talk about this one, just a local backpack. It's just a local cheap backpack. The brand was called like So Soon. And it did arrive very soon, within one day with Prime delivery from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description, of course. But this is really good because it lets me carry the essentials of that kind of a shoot where I'm just going for normal activity, where I'm not a professional photographer or anything, but I still want to keep my camera with me and shoot as many things as possible, or as much information I want to gather with that. So this one is still, it's got a few pockets. This is the main pocket, which I can use for my normal camera accessories, Osmo Pocket accessories, and also the DSLR and maybe a couple of lenses. So you've got this separation in here as well, and another pocket inside. So it's got good separation of pockets, because as we all know that it's not just enough to have the space, but you also need separation, also need this organization system where you can put your stuff in separate pockets so that you know where everything is, or it's easier to find them, easier to keep them separate. This is the big pocket where you can put a 15.6-inch laptop, and it also has a separate tablet pocket. I won't say the other word. And you can have a strap going over both of them, and I have used it with my HP convertible laptop. It fits in perfectly with the leather case on there. Okay, but the reason I'm showing you this laptop is not just this. Oh yeah, there's a front pocket as well, where I would usually keep the batteries and filters and things like that. Oh, I need to talk to you guys about this thing at some point. But it doesn't have any pocket on the top like the Swiss Gear one has. This is not the reason I'm showing you this backpack. The reason that I consider this a really, really good backpack for Osmo Pocket is the backside. It has these three unique features which I'll show you. So this is a cable outlet for a charger, a USB charger, and this is an outlet for the music, so you can put a 3.5mm jack in there. I don't care much for the jack because I always use Bluetooth headphones, and this one is okay if you need it, but there's a reason why these are important. So this is how you use them. So you can put the music player inside and then connect the cable for the headphones in here. Same thing for the charger. So you put the power bank inside your power bank. It doesn't come with a power bank. And then you can put your phone's cable or your camera cable, USB cable from here into the camera. Also has this tiny little pocket here. so like keys or something very handy. And it has a pocket, close that, it has a pocket here as well, a zippered pocket. So why this is more important, let me show you this last thing, which is the cool feature. This is meant for sunglasses, so you can just hook your sunglasses in there and carry them like that, and then whenever you need them, you have ready access to them. But for us Osmo Pocket filmmakers, it can be used in a different way. I'm sure you can guess. So on the Swiss gear, let's come back to this for a second only. I'll close this. So on the Swiss gear, there is a small pocket. I don't know whether it's for mobile or for change or whatever, but what I used this for was to put my Osmo Pocket in here with the wireless module in, and that way, let me just try and put this, yep. So that way I can connect it with wirelessly, and I can use it while while I have the backpack on my back. The only problem here is that this neck, the gimbal neck, is flush with this strap, so it can be, it can be a big problem. So I just tried to hold it, wear the backpack higher, and that used to work. Or sometimes you can put a Velcro strap here, something else like this. Now let's flash forward. Well, okay, slowly forward. Okay. Now let's bring it back here and bring this back into action. So this one is slightly better for carrying the camera. I'll have to do it this way first. Do that. Let it go in. Okay. Okay. Now, if you see that, because of this bump, which houses the interface for the 3.5 mm, because of this, your camera is slightly forward, so the neck has lots of freedom of movement. And because this thing, the wireless module, is at the bottom, so you can actually connect it with the phone, and you can control the angle of the camera, and wherever you want the camera to point, it's very easy to do from your phone because it's sticking out anyway. Another thing that I really liked about this is that if the camera runs low on power, you can charge it, because the Osmo Pocket is really good that you can actually charge it and use it at the same time. So you can charge it and connect it here. But there are two ways to do that. Well, a couple of solutions for that. Let me give you one by one. So one solution is, if you face it the other way, have to be very careful that you put this bump against the top of the camera and not on the screen, because you don't want the screen to crack because it presses too hard or something. And then this power point on the wireless module is in the back, and then you can put a USB cable in there with the power bank, and the power bank can go in here in this pocket, which I have done. I did actually do that in this recent event, had to do it. Or you can connect the power bank inside and then have a long cable from here going to here. Another way to do that would be to take this out and just connect this thing, and in that case you will have to interface with the camera using the adapter, using this adapter and an extension cable. So you will have to use this adapter and an extension cable to connect your phone to the camera and then control the angle of the angle of the camera itself. And then in that case you have the USB charging port at the bottom, and then you can just easily put the cable in here. Another way, which is I think going to be my favorite way, is that you have a 90-degree connector like this for USB. Put that in the wireless module. Connect the wireless module here. and that way you can have the cable coming in. Oops, did I do it wrong? Yes, I did it wrong. That way. So this way you can have the cable coming in at the bottom, and then your camera is still usable as before. This is slightly awkward that it is going to push the strap back, but I think it will be usable. I have not used it like this yet because I only got these connectors today. Okay, so that way you can have the camera mounted here, and then you can control the angle of the camera any way you like. So this is one of the reasons why I bought this, because I saw this and I saw the possibility that I could put my camera in there, and it works perfectly with that. The only thing I would say is that because this is through, not like the Swiss gear one, which is a pocket and everything is inside, even if the camera slips through, it will just go deeper into the pocket, whereas this one, if it goes through, it will fall. I don't expect this to fall, mostly because of the bulk. It's not that light, but also I put a Velcro strap around here so that just to keep it from slipping down. That's it. So that's my quick review of this backpack. I'll put the link in the description, and I have used it in this recent event, which I won't talk about. But it was quite useful there because the backpack is small enough that it doesn't bump into other people while I'm walking through, and it's not so noticeable. But the camera itself, yes, that is noticeable. So I was not trying to hide it. It was not a spy cam operation or anything like that. So I did use it just like that. So, and kept the camera in this, with the wireless connected, so people can see the camera, but there was no objection on that. So people can see the camera, but it doesn't get into anybody's way, especially if you were holding like a big camera like a DSLR, then it would look very weird in that kind of event, and obviously it would be, people would see that, people would be very, it makes you slightly awkward in crowds, especially that kind of social crowd. So this is kind of out of the way, and you can just keep using it, getting the footage, especially if you're walking around, if you're taking a walking tour or anything like that. This is brilliant for that. So that's my review of it. This is my recommendation. It's very cheap. It was like £20, and it comes with a nice hard disk case as well, within the same price, so which is about £7 for the hard drive case if you want to buy it separately. Also, I should say that it is not a paid endorsement or anything. I just bought this. I saw this, I bought this from Amazon, and I quite liked it. So for an Osmo Pocket filmmaker, I think it can be a very useful asset, especially because it's not so huge that you can't take it anywhere. You can take it with you, just the Osmo Pocket and accessories, or you can take your DSLR with it with a couple of lenses and extra batteries and everything. So very useful, gets 2 thumbs up from me. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe.